Senator Michael Bennet.
Couldn't have been more beautiful. The weather couldn't have been more wonderful. And the outcome could not have been better. I want to acknowledge Joe O'Dea, who called me to concede and to congratulate me after 8 o'clock. And I told him, he said, I hope you do what's right for the state of Colorado. And I said, that's all I ever want to do. And we agreed to stay in touch. But I told him, and I want to tell you, that I appreciate the fact that he stepped up and ran for office. It's not an easy thing to do. So let's give him a round of applause for his willingness to run. I want to thank my family, first and foremost, Susan, my wife Susan, and my daughters, Caroline, Helena, and Ann. And Susan, I want to thank the Women with Bennet that Susan organized and put together with Cassie Carlson. They made a huge difference in this election. I want to thank my campaign team led by Justin Lamort. He did an incredible job. They did an incredible job. There he is, right over there. If you're looking for a campaign manager, that's the guy that you want. And I want to thank my Senate staff, both here in Colorado and in Washington, D.C., led by Amy Friedman, who's done just an amazing job. And I want to thank the volunteers on this campaign who worked tirelessly up to 7 o'clock this evening to make sure we got the result that we knew Colorado could deliver. It's been such a privilege to travel this state over the last few months with the other elected Democratic leadership who now know that they have won their races. Our great governor, Jared Polis, the best governor in America. Joe Neguse, Jason Crow, Diana DeGette, Phil Weiser, Jenna Griswold. We're still waiting to hear Dave Young's treasurer's seat called, but I am absolutely sure he's going to come through. Brittany Pedersen in CD7. And I want you to give a round of applause to Ed Perlmutter for the amazing job he did serving this state. We're still waiting to see whether Yadira is going to win, but when I came down here, she was ahead in CD8. I hope she wins. I've been living in Adams County wanting her to win. And Weld County, thank you. And she's doing well. She's doing well in Weld County. And then Adams ahead in the 3rd CD. Let me just say a few words since I have you here tonight. And what I want to tell you, thank you. Thank you. What I want to tell you is why we won this campaign in Colorado. And we won this campaign because we told the truth from the beginning to the end of this election. We said the same things in red parts of the state and blue parts of the state. In our primary and our general election, we told the truth. And we focused on the struggles of working people in this economy. And some of you have heard me say this a million times, but if I had to summarize my town halls in the time that I've been in the Senate, it's very easy to do it. And this was before we were dealing with the inflation we're dealing with now. It's families coming and saying, Michael, we are working incredibly hard. We're killing ourselves. And no matter what we do, we can't afford some combination of housing, of health care, of higher education or early childhood education. We can't save. And this is the anecdotal reflection of an economy that for 40 years has worked really well for the top 10% of Americans and hasn't worked for anybody else. And this was not an accident. There's been a 40-year Washington consensus since Reagan basically was president that said we're going to privilege people in our society that want to make stuff as cheaply as possible in China or Southeast Asia over lots of other choices we could have made, like our own supply chains, like our national security, like being able to earn a decent wage in the United States of America. And as a result of those policies that Washington still has not corrected, as we stand here tonight, we have the worst income inequality that we've had in a century in the United States of America. We are the richest country in the world, and we have the third highest rate of childhood poverty in the industrialized world. And I think that's unacceptable. I think that is unacceptable. We have to change that. That's why I was so glad when we included my enhanced child tax credit last year and passed it, and we cut childhood poverty in America almost in half last year. We cut hunger by a quarter. You know, and we've done some really important things that we've been fighting for a generation, like capping drug prices for seniors at $2,000, requiring Medicare to negotiate drug prices on behalf of the American people. Finally. And passing a climate and energy bill that's going to be able to reduce costs in this country. It's going to enhance our national security, and finally, we're going to drive emissions down. This country is now positioned to lead the entire world in this transition we have to make over the next 25 years, and Colorado is positioned to lead the country. But we've got to do more. I want to go back there to end childhood poverty. We need to address a health care system that still costs too much and doesn't cover enough Americans. We've got to fix, finally, our broken immigration system. We have to secure the future of the Colorado River and the American West. And we have to give people a sense of economic opportunity again. And this is what I talked about on the trail in red parts of the state and blue parts of the state. And that's because when people lose a sense of opportunity for themselves and their families, that's when inevitably, in human history, somebody shows up and says, I alone can fix it. You don't need a democracy. You don't need the rule of law. You should expect your public sector and your private sector to be hopelessly corrupt, hopelessly bankrupt. That is the dark vision that Donald Trump ran for president on. That is the dark vision that he won on, and tonight Colorado is rejecting that vision for our country. And we don't have a minute to lose, Colorado, because damage has already been done, because Donald Trump got elected under those circumstances, and he appointed 3 right-wing judges to the Supreme Court, and they stripped us of our first constitutional freedom, our first constitutional right since Reconstruction. And we cannot let the Supreme Court be the last word on a woman's right to choose. We can't do that. We have to elect pro-choice majorities in the Senate and the House. So I had a nice call from President Biden tonight. To my surprise, and actually it turned out, it was to my surprise, he had just walked his dog and he hadn't taken his hat off. And they sent me a photograph of the hat he was wearing, the baseball hat he was wearing, and it was his Camp Hale baseball hat. You all know the story in Colorado, the story of Camp Hale, which now has become this administration's first national monument. And the story is an amazing Colorado story of some of the greatest mountaineers and some of the greatest skiers in America came to Camp Hale to train in the 10th Mountain Division. And some people who had never seen snow before came to train in the 10th Mountain Division. And for 2 years, they trained on that mountain. I met the son of one of the Camp Hale vets who said to me, he said, when you see that mountain, think about my father, because he said, that was the coldest son of a bitch I ever climbed. And they took 2 years to train, and then they went to northern Italy, and they shocked the Nazis and pushed them out of northern Italy, and that was the beginning of the end of World War II. But listen, there was another camp in Colorado at the same time. Camp Hale was there 80 years ago. And that camp was a camp called Camp Amachi, where 10,000 Japanese Americans were imprisoned behind barbed wire on the southeastern plains of Colorado. Both of those things happening at the same time in Colorado. 80 years ago. There's somebody in this room tonight who's 80 years old. That is not ancient history. And it is a reminder of what American history has always been, which is a struggle between the highest ideals we have ever written on the page. And when I say we, I mean human beings. When we wrote the Constitution.
Listening to U.S. Senator Michael Bennet there.